One of the problems with love is we don't know ourselves well enough to know who we want. Introducing Secrets of Birthdays, the Love and Lust Report. You send us your date of birth, we send you a custom video, and we'll talk all about you. The kind of charisma you have, your personality, are you funny, not funny? What's a perfect romance? What's a perfect wedding? What's a perfect home? And what not to do with you. Find out the secret to your heart at secretsofbirthdays.com. End all the uncertainty. Order one now. Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Witecki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your karmic story together. Well, Mother Earth is under the love rays of Virgo. In fact, Chapter 2 of Sun in Virgo, we're going to wrap up Chapter 2 this week. We're working on reality, the IB state of awareness, and we're going to transform our reality this week and become proficient at what we do. By the end of the week, we will step into what I call Master Shui, where we rule our lives literally from our passion. Now, looking at emotions, the moon starts with Love Fest Day on Sunday, and then on Monday, we have a little bit of Sirius as the moon crosses over Saturn in Scorpio. It gets jolly again on Thursday and Friday in Sagittarius, and Sirius again in Capricorn this weekend. The moon signs most affected are Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn, and on the dark side of the moons, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. Looking at our orbits, man, emotions are harboring around our throat chakra this week. That's because the moon in Libra and Scorpio. But then by the end of the week, it hits your sinuses. Now, emotions can literally clog you up, especially something you don't want to talk about. Lilith and Jupiter has finally stabilized in our solar plexus, and that means we're not going to have as much digestion issues. And there's a party going on in the heart chakra, and Mercury is now moved up to the throat chakra, which means truths will be spilling out from now through Halloween. Going to be fun. Indeed, those truths, right? Looking at the planets, we have really mostly, I think, the most important trine of the day is this one, Black Lilith at 10 degrees this week, trining Saturn. What this means is that we are really, for some, turning our back on some multi-lifetime deep emotional karma, or at least till childhood. So many people of all ages are kind of, as a whole planet, unifying and saying goodbye to some old karma, in some cases relationships, in some cases emotional damage. But the good news is we are actually healing, folks. This light work actually works. You're going to feel that with that trine. Now, we've been feeling this for a while, the T-square. It was a grand square for a while with Venus, but the good news is having Venus transit through Libra on the opposite side of Uranus, it really gave us the ability to see what's fair, to process through what's fair. And this week, you're going to see some movement on the T-square, or some inner movement anyways, because now you're operating from a sense of justice. That's good news. I'll talk about that upstairs. And then lastly, this is interesting as well, Venus is transiting up into Scorpio. That's the next transit, which means we're going to be creating and destroying, right? Venus is the sign of creativity. Scorpio is the gateway, so relationships, all sorts of things creating and destroying. But it's all trining into Neptune in Pisces, which to me says whatever is being created and destroyed might be fate. That's right. When God, universe, or Pisces energy comes into that sort of interaction or intersection of energy, usually this is the hand of fate, as in certain births, as in, of course, certain deaths, and, of course, certain successes. So that's also something to be looking out for. And then finally, getting close on the planets, as the week starts off, it's Love Fest Day, then Sirius as the moon crosses over that Saturn in Scorpio. And at the end of the week, again, like I said, it gets serious because the moon crosses Pluto in Capricorn. Now, let's take a look at the real important details, the details about you. So climb in the ascension elevator and I'll see you upstairs.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Namaste, Scorpios and Scorpio risings, and welcome to 33,000 feet for a bird's eye view of you. Well, you're working on social belonging right now. We're going to be in Chapter 2, then 3 of the Sun in Virgo. And up until now, it's been mostly cutting, a lot of cutting away from attachments to titles, attachments to, social alignments or social networks, attachments to certain friends, having to make some deep cuts And because of Saturn in Scorpio, there could be lifetime cuts. We're saying goodbye to some things forever. Also, having personal limits and boundaries, this is the hard part with Saturn in Scorpio, really having to cut and say no to yourself so you can say no to others. Also, having to be strong for yourself emotionally, really having to change tradition and stand up against the tidal waves of the past, especially with relationships. On top of that, you're becoming more sensitive about beliefs, more passionate and more righteous, and you are having to any ignorances in your beliefs are hitting you in the face. The good news, though, is that you finally have cut away the self-limiting beliefs as of this week with Black Lilith. And then lastly, you are struggling to stay strong in the moment. That's a big one. While your mind and beliefs are fighting each other, you staying strong, cutting away the crap in the moment, that's Uranus and Aries in the T-square. So as we start this week, we're moving into chapter 3. So you're moving from the diplomacy aspect of belonging to the innovative aspect. So you're moving from focusing on your title and your reputation and your social life, now to what you want to do with that power, the innovation, how you want to change things, how you want to ascend, or utopia for those of you who are spiritual out there in the world. Now the sun will move from step 16 to step 22, so you're going to be feeling out and fishing out what's right, where do I want to go in the world, and by the end of the week, taking an emotional risk. Thoughts will get foggy later in the week as Mercury goes into Libra, and you start having subconscious triggers intellectually. So I'll point that out a little bit later. And Jupiter in Cancer is the part that's forcing you to grow. Now the good news is the pain from ignorance, or the pain from not knowing, is over. So all false beliefs have fallen apart now, and hopefully you've cut away false beliefs or self-limiting beliefs with Black Lilith. Love and trust, everything is okay. By the end of the week, you're going to start feeling out for what your next life purpose is, and that's the fun part of that transit. Now, Saturn in Scorpio is the one that's been cutting since your last birthday. By the time you get to this birthday, Scorpio, you're going to feel a whole lot better and lighter. And right now, you're making those important cuts. So feeling out what's got to go, what actions, what behavior, what self-limiting, self-sabotaging behaviors, and what people, what relationships have to go. That answer into God universe by the end of the week. Now, last week, it was all about that light cast day. It was a full moon. It was a new moon crossing the sun, and it might have been a social, political crisis for you. Then you might have not known what to do Thursday, and then maybe the light bulb went on Friday. But by the weekend, whatever social issue you had, I predicted it was over. This week, the week starts with Love Fest Day on Sunday. And for you, this is a love fest on your inner self. I think you're going to be feeling good, starting to really feel some faith, some healing from the past. That's where it's all feeling out. You're going to be clearing weeds next month, but you're starting to feel some of that potential joy and that light weight now. On Monday, it's time to make a decision. It'll be sunny and cool. The moon will be in your sign. And this is where your emotions might trigger your ego to do something negative or from the past or fight from the past. So you got to hold yourself back and be strong there. Also, you've got to be strong and make decisions about who you aren't in the world and where you are headed. So some important belonging or social reputation or political decisions on Monday. On Tuesday, you're going to act on those decisions right away, take action. And with the moon in Scorpio, you are feeling strong, you are charismatic, you should take advantage of this moment. It's a rare moment before your birthday, so take advantage and move forward. Wednesday, you're loving and trusting, with the moon still in your sign, that everything in society is going to work out. So move forward. Mars is in Leo, so you definitely want to be pushing on career to go forward. That's an area you have worked out. And if you do make a move in career, it might settle some of the stuff in society. So Mars in Leo is saying push forward in career, although you're loving and trusting, everything will work out in the world. On Thursday, there's a chance of irritability. The moon moves into Sagittarius, making you hypersensitive about money and self-esteem. At the same time, we move into Master Shui, where you're having to really hold emotional faith that everything will work out in society. Not logic, but emotion. So Thursday is a tested day. Friday feels a lot better. You might even get a paycheck or some good news. The moon is in Sagittarius, so you are productive and you are feeling rainbow bright, and Jupiter rules the day. So this is a day where we can expand outside of our normal feeling, and this is a day where you want to feel something out in society. Feel out a new door, feel out a new attitude, a new approach, a new conversation, a new relationship. Explore, take advantage of that Jupiter optimism. Everyone's in a good mood. This is the day to try things, and it's Friday the 13th. Then on Saturday, this is really where it looks like it pays off for the week. There's a breakthrough, an emotional Uranus-ruled breakthrough. Be careful of fights or getting pulled into old fights with the moon crossing Pluto. You're really going to let go of an emotional attachment to fighting or to conflict. But the good news is is emotionally you might feel like a new belonging, a new sensation of a group, a new utopia, a new mountain peak to aim for in the world. So something rainbow bright new. And Jupiter at 16 degrees says there's a spiritual miracle potential when it comes to you seeing the light or having a profound learning moment. So Saturday looks pretty groovy. Now, I do want to invite you down to a place I haven't invited you down to in a long time. It's soulgarden.me, the most loving space on the internet. Started 7 years by yours truly ago. And we've got some new talent that's been developing over the summer. Now, this guy's not new, Chris Onefeather, but on Wednesdays, he'll pull your tarot cards in our Soulmark Guided Hangouts. He's great. And if you want to have a little insight, Master Onefeather is the man. Then we have Dawn Leahy. She just started recently, and she will teach you your chart. Bring your chart down to her guided hangout. She's in the afternoon. And then it's yours truly with Practical Wizardry, where I teach people practical magic. And then wrapping up Wednesdays, Dr. Matt Turner, who channels psychic information. So look at all the Wednesday stuff we have to help you out. This is all free. This is what we do. We're light workers and we want to help. Then on Fridays, we're doing another lineup. We got Melody, the voice guru, helping people with their voice. Dear Zen, who'll be giving practical Taurus master advice. And Astro Gossip is back. If you've been along with Soul Garden long enough, it's back now with 4 young astrologers talking Astro Gossip headlines and the astrology behind it. Now, all this happens in our new remodeled Witecki Theater. This is what it looks like to chat and hang out with us while we're teaching. Y'all should just come on down. It's soulgarden.me, the most loving space on the internet. Create a profile. We are going off the grid and taking our digital wall up because we believe privacy is cool. And I think you would agree. All right, Scorpios and Scorpio risings, namaste. Thank you so much. My advice to you is to not hang on to the details or titles you don't love. Let it go. Life is changing so fast. Saturn's in your sign. Everything's on your side. So I wouldn't compromise it all right now. I would just aim straight for what your heart wants. All right, officer, that's all I have for this week. Live, love, be. With the moon in Cancer, emotions and intellect are now coming together like a Reese's penis. Oops. Reese's penis.